right, we are live. You are listening to Dynasty Overload, a fantasy podcast. You got me, Manny. To my right, you got Sheilor. And on the bottom, you got Raz, man.
What's going on?
Sheilor, what's good?
Let's go. Man, life is good. No complaints. Got some great stuff on the show. Definitely want to start out with current events for the day.
All right.
Yesterday, crazy news came out. Our guy Joe Mixon, running back of the Cincinnati Bengals, ran into a wild situation. It appears some type of domestic situation. You know, the big thing for us is we always want to report the news. We don't know the facts. We weren't there. Mm-hmm. But literally, there was a menacing charge out on Joe Mixon. The news of the day was the charge got dismissed. Now, for fantasy impact, for Joe Mixon's playbook, you know, his bag and everything else, we don't got any other updates other than that. Hopefully, everything's okay for him. But if you can it's very risky business to buy or sell right now. So whichever way you want to go, good luck to you. But that's the current event. That's the news of the day. Just wanted to drop that out there for everybody to be aware. So maybe you want to buy real cheap. Maybe you want to sell right now. Good luck.
Yeah, I saw somebody trade Miles Sanders and got Joe Mixon. I would say right now it's kind of like close to even. Yeah. What do you think, Tommy?
I don't like either one of them. I'll be honest with you, so it doesn't matter to me. You said the charges got dismissed. If they did, then I guess he's good to go. I mean, it's America. Yeah, innocent to proven guilty, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. And I remember Sheilor purchasing Joe Mixon for free. I think it was like a 24 second, 24 third, 24 fourth. I'm like, geez, it's nothing. 24.
Let this be a lesson. Never react too quickly to certain news. Remember, everybody, listen, and Kamara had a down season, I agree. But remember, everybody was off Kamara because they was like, oh, he's going to jail. Man, I hadn't heard about that situation, in forever. So, I mean, apparently this man has got a get out of jail free card or something. I don't know. So,
money talks, right?
That man is safe. So, guys, today we have the draft recap episode from our latest draft, which was the Gotham City draft. And Tommy, explain the rules of this draft that we just did.
Okay, cool. So we did a fun little draft. We didn't want to do a slow draft. I know everybody's into that right now, so we wanted to go ahead and get something out that we can maybe do in an hour. So we actually got the whole draft done in an hour. Start up. It was 30 seconds a pick. It was super tight end. So the tight end had a full extra point. So it was basically 2 points per reception for tight ends. But it was still a PPR league. Super flex and third round turnaround. So Emmanuel was a lucky guy that had the 12th round pick and basically was picking first in the draft right after from third round moving forward. He also ended up getting the first pick in the rookie draft too, which I think is a little unfair. But that was pretty much the rules of what we had going.
All right, so how we're going to do this is we're going to run through 2 rounds at a time, and then we'll kind of discuss our mindset during those first 2 rounds. So with the first 2 rounds being regular and then the third being a turnaround. So the draft started with Tommy, and he picked Patrick Mahomes. It made sense. But I have a question for you guys. With the whole Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen thing, I think it has swung over to Patrick Mahomes for me over Josh Allen. Anybody have thoughts?
Listen, Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. We see him do it without Tyreek Hill. We see him make this thing happen with MVS and this cast of characters. Mr. McKinnon at running back, catching all the touchdown passes, still got Travis Kelce in the building. He's a magician. He's the magic man. He got to the Super Bowl on one good ankle. So it's time to give it up. It's time to give his flowers. Patrick Mahomes is the 1-1 in every Superflex league going forward. Anybody else you're taking, you're doing it wrong.
Facts.
And,
So,
but for
go ahead.
me, I think this is weird because I was always on Pat Mahomes. I didn't get the whole let's go, Josh. I mean, I get it. The rushing touchdowns, things like that. Everybody was excited. But this is the thing about the fantasy community. Don't get so big with going with the flow of what everybody is saying. I'm like this. Give me Pat Mahomes because I know Pat Mahomes. I know what he does. It's pretty consistent. I'm going to rock with that.
I feel you. Hey, I still like Josh Allen a lot, but I like Patrick Mahomes better. And in a lot of leagues where I ended up number 2, I'm glad to have Patrick Mahomes in a lot of startups last year. So it went Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and then we get to pick 4, Sheilor. You took Justin Jefferson. What was your mindset with picking Justin Jefferson here?
Trade. My mindset was trade. And I pulled
and
one
you made
off.
a trade. Tell us about that trade.
So this what happened, right? So the way I look at this is very simple. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Those are your top 3. That's exactly how the order goes. After that, it can get a little crazy because everybody has differing opinions. The next most valuable player on the board is Justin Jefferson, who's come in his first 3 years and has literally taken the NFL wide receiver position by storm. So I grabbed him with the intent of actually trading him. What happened after the draft, immediately following, I put him out there on the block and everybody got excited. Oh, Justin Jefferson, what's up? What you want? So I decided I was charging quarterback prices. I moved Justin Jefferson for Chris Olave, 223 first, a 23 second, and a 24 first. The first rule of the Sheilor thought process is always everybody has a price. And if you're going to get an overpay, get your overpay immediately, especially in startups.
Okay.
That's the time to get it. So that's what I did. Okay. I'm very happy about that. We'll talk some more about that some more because I know we're going to have a strategy show coming up. But just want to put that plug in. Very happy to move down and get all those assets.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And then somebody picked Jalen Hurts at the 105, Lamar Jackson at the 106, Justin Herbert at 107, and Jamar Chase at 108. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are the 2 that continue to go, early.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey at the 109. I laughed when I saw this. And mind you, I'm at the end of the draft. Justin Fields goes at the 110. Tariq Hill goes at the 111.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm sitting here looking at Trevor Lawrence and looking at CeeDee Lamb. And they both are like, hey. So I said, okay, I want to make this look more fun. So I take CeeDee Lamb at the 112 and I take Trevor Lawrence at the 201 just because it's just awesome.
I want a sidebar.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. My sidebar is this. Tyreek Hill. Oh, let's go to the first one first. Christian McCaffrey should not be going before Justin Fields, before CeeDee Lamb, before A.J. Brown. I just don't get that. With this guy's injury history, and on top of the fact that he's a running back, and if you saw his usage this year, and you believe that that's going to continue, I mean, this guy was drafted like it was redraft, And listen, and even in the redraft pick, that's a terrible pick. I'm just sorry. I'm not going McCaffrey there. That was my side. Oh, and then Tyreek Hill over CeeDee Lamb. It starts to make me wonder. So what we tried to do was get a few different people, but that also starts to make me a little scared because, like, hey man, what's the quality level of the people that we're playing against in a startup draft? You draft Tyreek over CD. It's bonkers to me. CD should have been the 3rd guy. He's wide receiver 3 in a startup. I mean, I don't understand these other picks, but all right, that's it. That's it for me.
And then after I take Trevor Lawrence, the guy goes on, what would you call it? Auto. And then the computer gets him AJ Brown. I don't think AJ Brown was his pick, but he was excited to have AJ Brown. Then Kyler Murray goes. That's great value,
Lucky.
I think, for Kyler Murray, even though he's going to be out
Right.
a year. Shilor hates Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown at the 204. Jalen Waddle at the 205. Jonathan Taylor at the 206. Kenneth Walker. Saquon Barkley goes. And Breece Hall goes at the 209. Great. Excellent value. I'm sorry. I'm taking Breece over guys like potentially CMC. I'm
Christian
taking Breece
McCaffrey.
over guys like Saquon. I'm taking Breece definitely over Kenneth Walker. It's debatable with Saquon and Jonathan Taylor, but I'm definitely taking Breece over Kenneth Walker. Thoughts, Tommy?
I'm taking ETN over Breece. I think Breece is a great pick. I do. I think that was a great pick there, and he should have definitely went before. You said over Jonathan Taylor? No. Over Saquon Barkley.
No, I didn't say Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
I said over Saquon Barkley and possibly over Kenneth Walker. Yeah,
I'm gonna say at the moment, yeah, because they both had those injury issues, and Kenneth Walker couldn't really stay on the field either. So even though he looked good, he had his shining moments. I'm taking Breece over Kenneth Walker right now, really because of the receiving upside. So I agree with you there.
That's what I was getting to. So Deshaun Watson goes at the 210. I'm out on Deshaun Watson. We can
Real
talk
quick,
about
man.
that.
Okay, so Deshaun Watson or Kyler Murray?
Give me Kyler Murray.
Sheila?
That's how much I do not like Deshaun Watson.
I'm gonna go with neither, but I gotta kind of walk through this Kyler Murray thing, right? Because this is it. Why do I dislike Kyler Murray? Kyler Murray, not only is he short, he was drafted in a system that was designed for his skill set, and he can't stay on the field.
Right.
And then his love for the game was questioned. And you can see it. When I saw Aaron Donald sack him last year and literally just treat him like his child, like he was calling a newborn baby, and drop him on the ground, I said, this man cannot be on any of my team. Come on, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all seen the play. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get the clip for you, and that way we can go ahead and end this whole thing. And now he's out for potentially a large gap in the season next year.
But
Give
you know
me
what,
Deshaun Watson. In any leagues that we're in, if you have Deshaun and I have Kyler, we can make the trade.
Yeah, we'll make the trade when Kyler's healthy. Got me all the way messed up. Okay. So Austin Eckler goes, and then now it's Razinator's turn. Tommy goes, bang, bang. No, was this a bang, bang pick? No, he goes Mark Andrews.
Yeah, because the third round turnaround.
When he goes Mark Andrews.
You had 3-1.
If he did not go Mark Andrews, I would have went Kelsey and Mark Andrews, bang, bang. But when it came back to me on the 3-1 turnaround, I'm looking at Kelsey and I'm looking at Dak. Dak, even though I'm out on Dak, he was still good value at this point, meaning that I'm not going to get another pick until 4-12. You see what I'm saying? So I got to wait for the whole turn. So I said, do I take Dak Prescott here or do I just go ahead and grab Kelsey? I said, this is easy. I grab Kelsey. In this league with the scoring, Kelsey is good for 400 plus points, literally quarterback numbers. So I grab Kelsey here. Then, of course, the guy goes Dak Prescott, Stephon Diggs, Dalvin Cook, Garrett Wilson. Let's pause for a minute. Alpha Dog has had a great strategy so far, going Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, and Garrett Wilson. That's about as good a start if you're doing the wide receiver thing.
Beast.
Yeah.
But
I like it.
His quarterbacks are going to be trash. That's the flip side. So right now it looks good. We're like, oh yeah, Jamar, Jalen Waddle, Garrett Wilson. If you don't get quarterbacks, it could look crazy. But we keep going. Kyle Pitts, great value at the 3-6.
Yeah, great.
Vidlow understood the assignment.
Yeah.
I sure was looking for Kyle Pitts on the turn. Vidlow understood the assignment. And T. Higgins goes, Josh Jacobs, Then my guy Shilor goes Travis Etienne, and it's funny because Shilor, man, you switch it up. I didn't see you going running back, but these are two value dynasty top 7 to top 10 running back that you grabbed. Tell me the pick behind Etienne.
So the thing is, it's all about value in these drafts. And if you find yourself chasing position over talent,
Mm-hmm.
you will lose and have a team that is set up for disaster.
Okay.
My objective is very plain. I'm grabbing the very best player every time I step up to pick. When I grab that player can either be a part of my franchise or they can be shipped out.
Mm-hmm.
Because most people are going to be sitting there looking for running back afterwards. So the team we mentioned earlier, Team Alpha Dog, we actually worked out a deal. Travis Etienne is no longer part of my organization. He got traded for the 1-5 right after the draft again. So now I'm sitting here accumulating draft capital, and I like the running backs that are going to be available at 1-5 and the overall talent that's going to be there at 1-5 in the rookie draft.
Okay.
So I'm very excited about this. I think it made a whole lot of sense. But another example, taking the best talent available and now turning it into an asset that you really believe in the future.
I like it. So DK Metcalf goes, Cooper Cup goes, and then boom, here goes Razonators one more time with TJ Hawkinson. I was like, ouch.
Let's go.
I was looking at TJ Hawkinson. He grabbed him. Then after that, he had back-to-back picks. So he goes Russell Wilson. He felt he was the best quarterback right here. Okay, cool. Then Tua
I felt Russell had the biggest contract that was left, and that was the guy that was guaranteed to be on the field. And he just got a great quarterback, a great coach. So
okay,
let's go.
I'm going to end up getting a guy
that
I feel could produce possibly better than Russell later, but we'll see. Drake London goes, Devontae Smith goes, Chris Olave goes. We'll talk about Chris Olave a little later. Javonte Williams goes, Devontae Adams, Daniel Jones. So Alpha Dog, his first quarterback is Daniel Jones. Wow. Okay,
Daniel,
we keep it moving.
1 year Jones.
Yeah, Daniel 1 year Jones. Once he gets that money, that contract, he might not be the same Daniel Jones. Derrick Henry goes, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, and then, oh my, look who's sitting at 412. It's George Kittle. So I grabbed George Kittle. He was the best tight end on the board at the time. And right after that, at the 501, give me Kirk Cousins. Cousins will be.
Now, you said you got somebody better than Russ, right?
That could be better than Russ.
Okay. I would say give me Russ's rushing touchdown production over Cousins.
Like right now, Cousins is more of a sure thing than Russ. We got to see what he does.
I agree.
With Sean Payton. And I'm hoping that Russ fits with this. Because look,
Russ
I'm telling you how it's going to go. In the draft, Sean Payton will grab a quarterback. And I'm hoping it's Hendon Hooker. He's going to grab a quarterback just in case. He's going to bring in somebody between the 2nd to 5th round that he wants to groom, like a Sean Payton guy. So I'm hoping that it works out with Russ, but just in case, if things go sour, you got the rookie that you can bring in, and hey.
Sean Payton might go Devin A-Chain.
He might. I mean, I definitely see him
might
going.
Be his new Kamara.
Yeah, when we get to running back episode, I got some guys for you. And I know Shilor got his list. I got some guys. There's going to be some guys in the 3rd and 4th round of this draft that are going to come in and wow the world if they go to the right system. Because
I want to jump in on this Russell Wilson trade.
Okay.
There's a myth that Russell Wilson is a running quarterback still.
Okay, I agree.
Russell Wilson is no longer a running quarterback.
Okay, I agree.
This past year, 277 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. The year before, 183 yards rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is no longer a dual threat quarterback. He's not trying to take any hits.
Check his at the end of the season, he started running. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he was running for his life at that point.
Look, outside of year 3 for Russell Wilson, when he had 849 yards rushing, I never really looked at Russ as a running quarterback. He's a quarterback that can run. He doesn't just say, hey, I'm going to run. He's not a Michael Vick or some of these other guys. He's smart.
Give me Russ over Kirk. That's all. That's all.
Okay. I respect it. And that's perfectly fine. Give me Russ at the 501 all day long. Over
okay,
Russ
let me ask y'all a question. Who had more rushing yards last year? Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson?
Kirk played more games.
Russell Wilson still had the edge, but Kirk still had 2 rushing touchdowns. Okay. So just something to think about.
Yeah, from the one. Yeah.
I'll take it.
From the half yard.
Okay, Shilora, what would you rather have? Russell Wilson at the 401 or Kirk Cousins at the 501?
Because this is a loaded question.
No,
I had to take
In terms of value.
my guy. I got you. I had to take my guy before where you took before the turn.
Mm-hmm.
So in the draft, you get your guy. You can't sit here and worry about where it is in the round.
I'm just saying.
I'm finna go quarterback, and I know quarterback's not coming back to me. It'd be dumb for you to be like, oh, what's the value? Nah, get your guy.
I went the value, man. I went the value, and I got lucky, and Kirk was there at the 501. Because at the end of the day, if I don't get a quarterback, guess who my super flex quarterback is? Travis Kelce. He's going to be stuck in that super flex.
But quarterbacks
are not as valuable as.
But you didn't get Kelce. You didn't get Kelce to get you quarterback numbers to put in the quarterback slot. You got Kelce to get you quarterback numbers to have. I got you.
Basically, you see how many tight ends I grabbed? I mean, I grabbed more tight ends than I can start.
I got you, but you got Kelce basically so you could have 3 guys getting quarterback numbers on the field at one time. Correct?
Not necessarily. Oh. I just grabbed. For me, I grabbed the value, and when I told you, I wanted Dak Prescott. So if I was going to grab my quarterback, it would have been Dak Prescott at the 301, kind of like you, because I wasn't sure what was gonna. I'm not even judging you for taking Russ when you took him. I almost took Dak, and I don't even like Dak. But I said, you know what?
No one likes Dak.
I said, let me just take the value, and it worked. It just happened to work. That George Kittle was there, then Kirk Cousins was there, and obviously I could have taken Kirk first. But I got to make these things look funny so it can look like I had a value when it really didn't even matter. So. But moving on along, after Kirk was taken, we had J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Swift, Debo, Dallas Goedert. So that's another tight end that I was targeting. He's gone. Mm-hmm. So my strategy was tight end heavy, similar to yours, Tommy. Then Michael Pittman goes, George Pickens, who me and Shilora love. Jamison Williams. Kenny Pickett goes at the 509. Shilora picked Kenny Pickett here. He's a big Kenny Pickett guy. Want to talk about that, or are you good?
So Kenny Pickett's in a wonderful scenario. So coming back in year 2, what I love about Pittsburgh is they are a steady hand organization, solid with ownership, solid with coach. They also are really good at actually getting weapons around their quarterback. One of the things they're going to have to upgrade is going to be offensive line, and we know Pittsburgh is going to find them another receiver in the 3rd or 4th round. They do it every single year. They have a history of continuously adding in. So if you're looking at the George Pickens, you're looking at Deontay Johnson, a possible upgrade on the O-line, and then now a 3rd receiver added in there, Kenny Pickett should be in a position to actually take a big step forward next year. I think they saw that they missed out on the playoffs by not having Kenny Pickett in the game early on and trying out with Mitchell Trubisky, who we all know Mitch, he's a great guy, but, it's about that time, guys. Yeah. Backup only. Shouldn't be starting any games unless your quarterback's hurt. So Kenny Pickett is on the rise. I'm buying him everywhere I can.
Great value pick in the 5th. I think 5th, 6th round is kind of where I take Kenny Pickett. It's great value right there, especially in this kind of draft. We're a super tight end. So, yes, tight ends are more valuable than some of these lesser quarterbacks, but great value because what you're trying to do is asset collect, build for the future type thing with chances of you could possibly win right now. So, Tommy, you take Chris Godwin and Jerry Jeudy back to back.
Yes, and I want to talk about
this. Was this a panic pick? Was
Yeah, I
this
want to talk.
a
I want to talk about this.
you trying to win?
So this is what happened here. I was watching the board, and we have 30 seconds. We have 30 seconds to pick, and I had a lot going on. So if anybody knows anything about my life, I'm doing 5 things at once. I throw a bunch of guys into my queue so I can be ready around the time that I'm picking. I'm doing something else while the board is coming down. Then I look back at my phone, and I'm seeing it's getting close to my pick. And I go and I look at my queue, and everybody's gone. There's one guy in there and I'm like, if he makes it to me, it's gonna be so good. And that was the guy I didn't think was gonna make it, which was Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching the board. I see Kenny Pickett go. I see Mixon go. I laugh, and I'm like, all right, this next guy's stupid too. So I'm like, no problem. I'm gonna have Stevenson. Just my luck. The dumb guy gets smart. Take Stevenson, and listen. I got 30 seconds and nobody in the queue, and listen. And I wasted my time sitting here praying that I had Stevenson to fall to me instead of looking for for my next options. So this is what I do. In my head, I'm knowing that I have to fill my receiver positions, right? And so what I do is, I'm going through. I'm like, okay, around this area, who's the receiver I like the most? I have a big passion for for Chris Godwin. I throw him in my queue. I said, let me go ahead and put him in the queue. So if the time runs out, at least it gets somebody I want instead of giving me ADP who's at the top, because that's trash. So then the next guy I picked, I was like, all right. I said, okay. And the time actually ran out and went ahead and got me Godwin. The next guy, I'm like, let me just go ahead. I was debating between some receivers. I said, let me go ahead and get Judy to go ahead and pair with my Russell Wilson. And that's how my picks came. And I'm not mad at them. I wasn't able to get one of the top tier, receiving guys, because it was just, it was over. Everybody that was top tier was gone. So I went the next best thing.
I'm surprised that you didn't grab Treylon Burks or Christian Kirk, your guys.
You know what? You're right. Those are my guys. But I am trying to win, and those guys those guys are young, and they have to build, and they might not be consistent. Treylon Burks didn't do anything last year outside of like a handful of games where he looked really, really good, but he dealt with a lot of injuries. Our quarterback situation is in flux. Christian Kirk, come on, man. We don't know. So that guy's a 1-year wonder, man. Give me Jerry Jeudy, who had his best season last year and who is the prototypical wide receiver. Give me him. Give me Chris Godwin, who I know doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. It could be me throwing, and Chris Godwin's going to catch a lot of balls. So give me those 2 guys. I'm with it.
I feel you. I mean, Jerry Jeudy had his best season, and it was almost like he did nothing. Like, I mean, he was wide receiver 22, 100 targets. 100 targets, you only catch 67. Like, it seems like this guy should be catching 90.
Russ had a bad year last year. He had his best season and Russ's worst season last year.
So yeah, I mean, he's definitely on the upswing. He better hit 1,000 yards next year. If he doesn't hit 1,000 yards, then I really don't know what to tell you about Jerry Jeudy. But hey, pretty good picks based off of what you had. So swings around. Guys like Pollard, Christian Kirk, Burks.
I considered Pollard, but he had a broken leg, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
I feel you. And then we talked about Trey Lance on the last episode, and he goes in the 6th round here, 607. Ouch. To Vidlow. Sometimes I don't know what Vidlow's doing. Matthew Stafford goes at the 608. Christian Kirk, Kamara. Rodgers goes. Rodgers was, to me, great value at the 611. Had he made it to me at 612, he would have been on my team. He's old. I get it. We don't know where he's going. But at the end of the day, I like Rodgers at the 6. I think he's like the last of the quarterbacks at this point. Okay? So
he's the last quarterback, but I don't believe that you should be. I mean, I guess this guy had no choice, but I don't believe that you should. Your second quarterback shouldn't be a guy that's saying, hey, yeah, I'm contemplating retirement and it's 50-50 right now. Like, geez Louise, man. I mean, I believe he's going to play. I do. but most of us thought Tom Brady was coming back, and I don't think he is. So that's just not a position that you want to be in. I bet this guy. Yeah, look. Then he tried to get some quarterbacks at the end. This guy's gonna have to trade for a quarterback because if Aaron Rodgers sits here and says, "Hey, I need more time," and these cocktails and this beach is looking and feeling real good right now. This guy's gonna panic. This guy's gonna give up all his picks for a quarterback.
Hey,
so I don't want to be in this
Form.
position.
I'm counting on it.
I got famous Jameis for him.
Next pick is great, Manny.
Yeah, man. Fire move.
I can't believe they let you get fire move. It's like you idiots. How do you know that you're in a super tight end, a super tight end? The tight ends get 2 points, and somehow you get that fire move. It's crazy to me. It's
like
crazy
I said,
to me.
I literally had no strategy. I was just grabbing value, and even during this draft, I was busy. I was helping feed the kids. It was got back from work. So it wasn't the best time to draft. I hate the 6 whatever o'clock draft. It was just weird. But at this point, I take Terry at the 701. I needed a wide receiver 2 badly. I like Terry more as a wide receiver 3, to be honest. But hey, for right now, he's my wide receiver 2. I had to grab him here. It was Terry or DJ Moore. And I'm sorry, DJ Moore's situation scares the mess out of me. Absolutely. I don't know what's going over there. Maybe Jimmy G goes over there. I don't know. Hopefully somebody goes over there. I saw guys like Jahan Dotson. I liked Brandon Ayuk as well. I was like, Ayuk, Terry. Even the whole San Francisco thing is kind of funny. So I said, let me just stick with Terry. At least I know who Terry is and what I'm going to get from Terry. Yeah, you have something to say, Tommy?
I'm still flabbergasted. In a draft where Travis Kelce literally can get 500 points.
Mm-hmm.
This guy goes 3-1. And Christian McCaffrey went in the first round. These two things, it doesn't seem to have any symmetry here. I just don't get it. I don't know what the understanding was. It's like, did the people not read the rules? And that's the biggest thing that I wonder. Because you were getting great value. Pat Freiermuth at 6'12", to me, should never have happened in this league. Should never have happened. But hey, kudos to you. I like Terry where you got him too. But yeah, kudos to you, bro.
And Chilor gets Jared Goff at the 709. At this point, it's like, man, look, trying to get as many quarterbacks as you can at this point. But I also liked what Shilor did at the 804. I like Mac Jones more than I like Jared Goff. Jared Goff had a great season. He's playing in a great offense. But for me, I like Mac Jones' upside more than I like Jared Goff. Anybody disagree?
Absolutely. We definitely disagree. And let's kind of walk through it. So let's look at New England as a whole, right? Mm-hmm. New England struggles getting offensive weapons consistently. They can't draft a receiver ever that's actually productive. Like, watch it. Literally.
They will this year. JSN, baby.
I hear it. I'll wait and see. If JSN goes to New England, he's my wide receiver 1. Mm-hmm. I'm scared for him. But that being said,
it's going to New England to take Jacoby Myers'
Let's
position.
kind of walk through this. I think that's the problem, right? There's a lot of times we're not looking at situations. Mm-hmm. Jared Goff is in a prime position to actually be successful. In addition to having Amon St. Brown, in addition to actually having a top offensive mind actually leading his offense, he finished as QB 10 this past year. Mm-hmm. But he also has a guy by the name of Jameson Williams, who was actually one of the top wide receivers coming out last year, who was hurt most of the year, that literally came in later on. So when you plug in a Jameson Williams along with Amon St. Brown, now you have the potential for an explosive offense. You have a two-headed running back monster there with Swift and also Jamal Williams. You have potency and everything else set up. They were actually the only team that actually finished with a top 10 passing offense that missed the playoffs. And as we know, they just missed it. So Detroit's definitely on the rise. Definitely would go Jared Goff over Mac Jones. But I love getting Mac Jones in round 8 to go ahead and actually have as a third quarterback. Because however
And
it works,
here's my thing with Jared Goff. If Jared Goff does not pan out this season, he's gone. And the thing with Jared Goff, I like Jared Goff. I have plenty of Jared Goff shares. Jared Goff is just one of those guys. He was brought in to be the bridge, and he outperformed that title. He is trending towards a legit franchise quarterback for the Lions. I've always liked Jared Goff, but my whole thing is if it goes wrong, it's the same thing for Mac Jones. Like, he's not safe. I mean, he got benched last year for Bailey Zappi. But what I'm saying is, I just like the fact that since Mac Jones was a first-round quarterback, he's younger. They're gonna try to make it work with this guy. I just think that Mac Jones has at least 2 years before he's pulled, opposed to Jared Goff. Like I said, if Jared Goff does not have a good season this year, I don't know.
Man,
he has all the tools.
Real quick. Jared Goff and Mac Jones, say they both get injured next year, they're both out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who gets a job first?
Probably Jared Goff.
Exactly. Give me Jared Goff. I've seen Goff do things that I haven't seen Mac Jones be able to do.
Yeah. I mean, Mac Jones heading into year 3, I'll take the younger guy on a rookie contract.
I think history is big. Jared Goff has actually had 4 seasons where he actually finished now quarterback 12, quarterback 6, quarterback 13, quarterback 10. I've seen him do it in different systems. I've seen him do it in different organizations. I think he has the longer runway, and especially with the length of time for quarterbacks. He's only 28 years old. Whereas Mac Jones, literally, the fans in New England were chanting, Zappy, Zappy, Zappy.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out here stinking it up with the new offensive coordinator. He's out of here.
And then Zappy got in and showed us who he really was, and then they went
not that
right
good
back
either,
to
but
Mac
I'm just
Jones.
saying. The fans know.
Yeah. I still believe in Mac Jones. I'm gonna give him Mac Jones one more year to see what he's made out of, and if he sucks, hey, he sucks. Tommy goes Greg Dulcich here. I think he went a bit too high.
I went Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson, great pick. It's at 7 or 12. Then he goes Greg Dulcich over Cole Kmet.
Over Cole
Greg
Kmet.
Dulcich over Evan Ingram.
Over Evan Ingram,
brother.
This is why I took Dulcich where I took him at. I did not believe that he would come back to me. I didn't want to risk it, so I said, okay, he's probably not going to make it back. And I thought, I said, hey, you know what? I want organization over. I wanted Dulcich organization over Cole Kmet's organization. Then I wanted, Evan Ingram is good, and he has a history of of having some good seasons. But I wanted Dulcich because I believe that Dulcich could be a top 3 tight end one day. I think he has better talent, and I went for the talent, and I just didn't look back. So, kind of why I made the pick.
All good. Rashad Bateman goes. Cam Akers goes. Cam Akers. It's. So you take Cam Akers over Mac Jones. Then Sheeler goes Mac Jones. Like I said, I'm on the Mac Jones train for now. David Njoku, Gabe Davis. I'm out on him. Tommy was right. I was wrong.
He's 23. He got time.
Yeah, I hope so. He got to do something. Derek Carr goes. Sam Howell, Geno. Algier goes. This guy's collecting running backs like it's Infinity Stones. Mike Williams. Look, at this point, to be honest, I needed another receiver. I didn't know what to do. Some of the guys that I saw, I was like, I thought Keenan Allen was the best. I didn't want Calvin Ridley. I didn't want Mooney. I said, give me Keenan Allen.
The idiot in front of you, I'm sorry. The guy in front of you did you an extreme favor by taking Mike Williams over Keenan Allen.
Took the lesser guy. Hey, when I see Keenan Allen available, I drop my phone. I couldn't grab it fast enough to hit accept. I mean, to hit it's just like a trade. Like, grab him. So I take Keenan Allen, and then the best value left at that point, I could have gone Cortland Sutton. I said, nah, let's go Darren Waller. He's always hurt, but if he's healthy, We know what he brings to the table. And what happens when Vegas gets Aaron Rodgers or somebody that's decent? I mean, I hope they have a plan. If the plan is Will Levis, we're all in trouble here.
Will
So,
Levis, Will Levis gonna surprise you, man.
hey, Will Levis, hopefully he just hits Darren Waller 10 times a game. I'm okay with that. Young quarterbacks love their tight ends. So I think Darren Waller at the 901 was great value. Cortland Sutton goes, Brian Robinson, Evan Ingram, Cole Kmet goes in this round. To Shilor Cole Kmet. That's great value. And to be honest, I could have gone Cole Kmet over Darren Waller, but I'm in more win now mode than I am in already having Pat Frymuth. I didn't want to have two young guys. So went Waller. And then Waller's a guy that, believe it or not, I can flip for a pick. When he blows up, I can get rid of this guy. Y'all are going to be mad when I get rid of him.
This league, it can happen. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The Cole Kmet piece, I think it's important. We got to highlight this. He literally had 2 zeros to start the season and then still finished as tight end 7. So I think it's important to really kind of understand the evolution of what we saw in Chicago. Literally, they went from a team that was lost on offense to a team that literally unleashed Justin Fields. And when they unleashed Justin Fields, it opened up Cole Kmet. You see Cole Kmet going crazy down the stretch as you're kind of walking through that. When Justin Fields gets hurt for the last few days, then you kind of see him come back down. So with Justin Fields on the field, I think what we're seeing now is almost like a similar scenario to Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, having that kind of connection going forward. It's important to kind of really understand how your mobile quarterback is working. When they're looking and they start moving around, what are they going to do? They're going to look for the biggest target on the field, and a lot of times that's their athletic tight end that's going to bring it down and make it happen. So I'm all in on Cole Kmet. I would definitely buy him. 23 years old, 6'6", 260 pounds. He was definitely my target in this draft, and I definitely want to make sure he is a part of my organization going forward.
All right, a few things, and I'm going to let Tommy talk. This is a down year for tight ends, so I want to go ahead and highlight that first. Even in the league like this, with Cole Kmet being tight end number 7, only 196 points, right? Now, you look at a guy like Mark Andrews. He was like, I'm not saying he's Mark Andrews, but Mark Andrews, 262 points, and that's at tight end 4. So you can see the drop off from 4 to 7. But what I did like about Cole Kmet was the 7 touchdowns. That was what I liked best. Now,
that's nice.
I don't trust Justin Fields just yet. But when all failed, his eyes was closed. He was throwing the ball, and guess what? Cole Kmet was there to bail him out more times than none. Great pick. Love the 7 touchdowns by Cole Kmet in a down year for tight ends. So in a regular year, I don't know where he finishes. Let's say that Waller was healthy, and let's say that Kittle was healthy, and you got Dallas Goedert, Dalton Schultz, and all these different guys. He's there. He is definitely a legit, bona fide tight end 1. But I want people to remember that it was a down year for tight end before we throw out numbers like tight end 7 and this and that. Even last year, when you look at the drop off and you see the guys that made it as tight end 12, you will scream.
Yeah.
Never in history would that guy ever be tight end 12 again. Just need to highlight that. Touchdowns are kings, and touchdowns do make everybody look good. But I do like the tight ends that get the targets, and I love the tight ends that actually get the receptions. Those are the guys that I target more in my win now mode than anything. But great pick in Cole Kmet. I love that pick. Lost where I was. I think Tommy makes a back-to-back picks in Mooney and Tyler Lockett. I want to talk about those picks real quick.
I thought Mooney. So I took somebody from Chicago. I thought Mooney was good. This is what I'm actually hoping for Chicago. I hope they get Bryce Young. And that's what I was going to actually say about Cole Kmet. And one of the reasons I kind of went ahead and went Dolchich over Kmet. I love Kmet. I am. Anybody knows me knows I love Kmet. The thing is, you said they unleashed Justin Fields, but how many wins did Unleashed Justin Fields get? I mean, and let's be honest, it's about winning. It's not about how dynamic he is on the field. And he is dynamic.
Right.
If I'm Chicago, honestly, I'm taking Justin Fields, and I'm hoping that somebody's enamored with all that, and I'm trading them, and I'm getting young. That's what I'm doing. Me personally, but we'll see what they do. And if that's the case, then Komet was a great pick, and I'm hoping they do get young. And I think my Darnell Mooney would be a great pick. So that's why I went Mooney. Then I went Lockett because I just figured, Lockett, this is the ageless wonder. I figure he got one more year of solid production. Hopefully Geno can, keep himself together, and we'll see how that goes. Because I needed some good backups for bye weeks and stuff like that. And we're talking Lockett could be still a top 15 receiver. So I like that pick.
And then Shilor, you go Elijah Moore and Desmond Ritter. I want to talk about those two picks. When we get to round 13, we'll run through that, and then we just hit up any little sleeper guys that we saw later on.
Okay. Yeah. Elijah Moore. Okay. So let's kind of walk through this thing. Year one, this guy was literally on a tear. Had some injuries, had some different things going on, but you can see the talent. It's obvious. AJ Brown literally says, "Oh my gosh, this guy was the best receiver out of our crew." And of course, AJ Brown from Ole Miss. It was him and DK Metcalf that actually came out. They're both saying that this Elijah Moore is the guy. We see some difficulty at quarterback. And what we know about the Jets is this offseason, they will have a new quarterback coming in. When they get a new quarterback to unleash him along with Garrett Wilson, it is on. So I'm buying Elijah Moore everywhere I can. I want to get my hands on him because the talent is obvious. So you definitely want to see that. Desmond Ritter, quarterback, Atlanta Falcons, won some games. What I love about him is he actually knew how to get the ball to his top target, who was Drake London. Drake London came back through. You're going to actually also have Kyle Pitts back on the field. If Desmond Ritter has this job, this right here was probably one of the steals of the draft as you're kind of looking forward. He also has mobile ability to actually get out and run, and has a decent enough arm to really make some noise out in the NFC. What is that? The South. That whole division is up for grabs, and the Falcons could be a team that makes some noise over there next year, especially with Tom Brady leaving Tampa Bay.
Good deal. I'm going to do my next two picks, and then we'll go ahead and hit two sleepers that we grabbed, and then that'll be the end of the episode. I picked my first running back, and it was Leonard Fournette. I just picked somebody because I had to get a running back. And then instead of grabbing a running back with my next pick, I didn't see anybody worth picking. So I ended up picking Noah Fant. I love Noah Fant. I love the value. I think eventually he'll get a quarterback that he can connect with. Right now, it's not Geno Smith. They haven't had that connection. Eventually, Geno will be phased out, whether it's this season or next, and he'll get that quarterback that he can gain that connection with. Noah Fant, 6'4", 25 years old, entering year 5. I'm buying all the Noah Fant that I can buy right now. So, Tommy, give me two sleepers that you grabbed in this draft and where. 1 minute.
Okay. I grabbed Ferguson, who I think is a great tight end prospect. I'm not sure that Schultz is going to be there next year. And Ferguson, to me, showed enough to either be the starter or be like a co-starter. The other one I grabbed is Trask. So I grabbed Trask late. Not really sure what's going to happen with the quarterback position. But if he does get a chance to be the starter, or if he starts the year, I think that's a great pick, very low.
Good stuff. Shilor?
Jelani Woods, the 6'7" monster tight end from the Indianapolis Colts. I grabbed him around 14, and I did a happy dance. I targeted him late. He definitely fits the profile of actually being a phenomenal tight end for the future. Looking forward to seeing who the Colts bring in there at quarterback. Definitely the tight end is the best friend, that big target in the middle. I think he's definitely going to make some noise. My second sleeper that I grabbed was actually Mr. Khalil Shakir, round 17, y'all. So for everybody who's down on Gabriel Davis, let me tell you why you want to be down on Gabriel Davis, because Khalil Shakir is coming. You saw him make some catches already in the playoff game. You already know that he has all these skill set that we're looking for. And then also, word is out that Stephon Diggs is very unhappy in Buffalo. So if we see a Stephon Diggs trade, Khalil Shakur could be the guy that really benefits from that. Even if not, he's going to be a great compliment. So to grab him around 17, definitely grab him. He's definitely a trade target. He might even be on some of your taxi squads. Definitely take a look and see if you can grab all the Khalil Shakur you can grab.
Good stuff. My two sleepers was, the first one was Jameis Winston. I grabbed this guy in round 15. I think he has a chance to start this year. And if he does, that's my third quarterback.
Yes.
He's going to get to help my team. For those of you guys who have not listened to episode 1, go back and listen to episode 1, and then you'll see where there was a role play between Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton. The second guy that was my sleeper that I picked was, this guy was picked in round 20. The very last pick of the draft.
Mr. Irrelevant.
And that's KJ Hamler. If he's healthy, I like the upside. He was just there sitting like, hey, Manny, can you scoop me? I said, sure. He's 23 years old. He's small, but if he's healthy and he gains that connection, he could possibly be an asset in that great Broncos offense that Tommy is all in on. Most likely, I trade KJ Hamler to Tommy for considerations, and we keep it moving. So, guys, this has been a great episode.
Give you some fab
draft recap. Draft recap. Sheila, where can the people find you?
3D Sheila on Twitter. Come holler at your boy. Gonna keep you entertained all day and all night. Hit me up if y'all need anything. Excited to be here.
Let's get it. And the Raz man, where can the people find you?
You can find me here, baby. I'm gonna be here.
I love it, man. I love it. So, man, this is your guy, Manny. This is the Dynasty Overload podcast. And we're just having fun with this thing. We're just getting started, and we're just going to continue to get better and better and better. We do all the research, so that way you don't have to. Follow us on Spotify, Anchor. Also, follow the Twitter page, the IG page, and the TikTok. And that's Dynasty Overload, all one word. Episode 2 in the books. We will catch you guys tomorrow for a Dynasty strategizing episode. We are out. Peace.